We're live here with Eddie Bravo, the head of 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu. I'm Alex Jones, obviously. We were talking about a headline for this live feed on this Saturday night here in Austin, Texas. And I thought, hey, let's talk about the New World Order, talk about chemtrails, talk about geoengineering, talk about vaccines, talk about Trump, talk about the New World Order, but also, ladies and gentlemen, talk about the Joe Rogan Experience. It was the biggest podcast he ever did back in February of this year, and he's invited me back soon, so I look forward to that. But reminiscing about the biggest podcast in podcast history. 5 million downloads on YouTube, 20-something million downloads on the Apple system, something like 39 million downloads total, which just shows it's amazing. You combine those two things together, it was really incredible. So we're going to get into reminiscing about that, what the next podcast might be like, what 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu is doing, and Eddie's questions for me about chemtrails, about geoengineering, about globalism, about, you name it. We're going to cover it all here right now in the next 20 minutes or so before we eat dinner with some of his black belts and brown belts and some of these awesome folks that are here with us tonight from this big packed house over at On It and the big 10th Planet event we just had. So Eddie Bravo, my friend, should we start reminiscing about that epic podcast and when another one's coming, or should we get into geoengineering first? What do you want to cover first?
The craziest thing about that podcast is that Alex Jones got drunk and smoked weed. That was the biggest podcast. I don't think people get into the weed part as much. I thought that was pretty strange, but it was awesome. It was awesome because we always get high on that podcast. But for Alex Jones to smoke some weed on JRE, that was pretty epic.
They brought that up in my custody battle with my ex-wife.
Really? Oh shit.
Yeah. I was like, it's illegal in California. But the fact that I was just doing it became this whole issue.
Wow. Damn. Maybe, okay, I was wrong.
No,
it wasn't an issue.
No, it wasn't bad. I was truthful about it, so it didn't really matter.
So how do they make it
they just try to, people just try to clown us.
You're out of control, doing drugs on camera.
Yeah, but alcohol is probably much worse than marijuana, so.
100 times worse.
Exactly. Have you heard it in the Ninth Circuit, the liberal circuit? I'm glad you brought this up. Just ruled last week they're going to confiscate the guns of medical marijuana users in 11 states that they cover, including Hawaii, California, you name it, and they've ordered all medical marijuana card holders to start turning their guns in.
Why are they doing that? How do they get away with that?
Reefer madness. They claim marijuana makes you psychotic and dangerous. It actually quotes it and says that, which is ridiculous. Who's violent with marijuana? I swear to God, guys, you've seen the articles. Anybody can just type in Ninth Circuit rules marijuana medical users can have their guns confiscated, and multiple states have ordered the guns turned in. So what a setup. They say, oh, it's a medical card, which is great that they're now just making it recreational. That's great. But they're using people with medical cards to declare them inept, to declare them incompetent. What do you think of that?
That's incredible. That's the first time I've heard of it. I don't want to give up my guns. I like my guns. I like being able to protect my family.
Well, it just shows you how they get you in the system. And they engage in all this garbage. And I can see it's pretty dark on these cameras. Can people see us? Listeners, tell us if you can, or I can move down the spot. I should have thought we came in there, we should have picked a spot with lights. Put this right underneath Eddie. See, like a jack-o'-lantern will line him up.
That's perfect.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. But seriously, that's how they get you into a process and you to waive your rights.
Yeah.
Because Joe, when you co-host with him, probably has the biggest marijuana discussion show in the world. I think Joe Rogan Experience. It's a real phenomenon, one of a kind type deal. It's all about freedom, and so I think that's something everybody should be aware of. Is that the Ninth Circuit, same folks that banned American flags being worn in schools in California. Look that up too. I'm not making this up. The so-called liberal court said people that smoke medical marijuana have no rights and are basically shown to be reckless and mentally ill. That's reefer madness, total horseshit. What do you think about that?
That's terrible news, horrible news. How do we stop this? How do we stop it from happening?
It's just one example. I personally don't smoke a pot very often because I've told people I get paranoid sometimes. I'm somebody else who's that tough. It's actually shameful, but I wish I had more fear. I don't have any fear other than failure or letting people win, bad people. I don't have any physical fear except when I smoke marijuana. Now, the stuff Joe's always got, because I do with Joe, is it's always so high quality that I don't have that. But other marijuana, I know there's sativa, there's indica, makes me completely feel weak. And so I just, it's like Samson gets his hair cut off. I mean, that's why I don't like marijuana, because I'm like, whoa, feel your heart beating, you're all like, I don't know, I mean, it just cuts my nuts off, man. And I'm not bashing pot, I don't think it should be illegal, but I mean, it turns me into one.
It affects people differently. You know, I found that, because I used to get paranoid smoking, you know, growing up, like once a year, someone at school or someone at a party would talk me into smoking weed, and every time I did it, I got paranoid. I hated it. I couldn't wait for that feeling to wear off.
Exactly.
I couldn't wait. Year after year, I'd get suckered into it, one way or another. And then when I was 28, I fell in love with this girl. At that point, it was like the prettiest girl I ever dated. I was like head over heels over her, and she pulled out a joint one night. And I didn't want to smoke because I didn't want to get paranoid. She talked me into it, and that night we just like laughed all night like mental patients. And I woke up the next morning and I didn't get it. How did I have the greatest time of my life on something that usually makes me paranoid? And then I tried it again the next night, and again ordered late night delivery, pigged out, laughed like mental patients. It was.
Do you think maybe it was just the maturity in your life or whatever?
No, I realized that marijuana doesn't make you feel good or bad. It just makes you feel whatever. It amplifies your current emotions. So if you feel good about yourself, it's gonna make you feel good. If you feel like if you're stressed out.
No, I agree.
If you're stressed out,
why do I feel confident on stressed out? The psychoanalyst said, this is really a great answer. I'm learning something. Why does it not with Joey? You always feel great.
You're so stressed. You're so stressed. I would never smoke pot when I'm stressed. Like if I had to do something important, like something nerve-wracking, something important, I would not smoke marijuana because I know that it would make me more stressed. But if I was doing something I had confidence with, you smoke the marijuana, you have more confidence.
I'll tell a story right now.
So it's like white magic and black magic all wrapped up. It's up to you.
No, I agree.
It's up to you.
One time Jesse Ventura was here in town, and we went over to Willie Nelson's house, and we played chess with Willie Nelson. I got at his house for about 4 hours. And we were supposed to go speak with this, like 10,000 people at this event called the Backyard. But they got bomb threats that I was going to speak at, so they canceled. And I didn't really care, but I smoked all this pot with Willie Nelson, and I could hardly drive the car when I was leaving, and then I had to still go to the event everybody was at. And well, as I come backstage, it's fine, going to the speech, even though he invited us and all this, but it was like, I was super happy till that bad thing happened, but then I wasn't really paranoid, I was more like, oh my God.
Yeah, you're too stressed out. I can't see marijuana being meant for freedom. Stick to wine, you know what I mean? You're so stressed out, you don't need to focus more on the stress. You know, you're a very stressful person. I mean, at any point, someone thinks, you know, damn, you got this guy around, you know what I mean? At any point, something happens, you can get sniped.
I mean, already these folks, when they saw who I was, feel me a little chuckle. Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, I'm such a horrible person. Media said so. Expanding on that, I had a guy in the grocery store today, because my wife literally needed milk out. So I go to the store, and some guy walks up and he goes, you fucking traitor. He goes, I knew you were working for the Russians, and that fucking Trump in Flint. He was like, fuck you. And I went, hey dude, that's all fake. He's like, yeah, whatever, screw you. He walks off. I'm up there getting cherries and milk and stuff. And ABC News put out that Trump had ordered him to talk to the Russians before he was elected. Well, no, he did it once he was in. You're supposed to do that. They just lied and put that out. And literally, these people, when I walk on the streets, even downtown Austin, or like San Francisco or Seattle, like every 50th or 30th, most people like you shaking hands, right? We're liberals, but I mean, some they walk over, they go, "F you, man, you Russian, I'll kick your ass." And dude, I'm as Russian as I am an Easter bunny, you know. And it's like just made up. They're the globalists, but I mean, this guy was like in my face today, like, "I told you, son of a bitch, fuck you." And it was like, and I was like, as soon as I started talking back, he ran off. He was a pretty big guy. Like he was confronting me, the Russian enemy, and it was off some fake ABC news story. So what do you make of that?
Man, the whole fake news, mainstream media, it's like, like right out of a comedy. You know, it's like really is like some Marvel comics. Like just, it's incredible. Like the media is pretty much 100% bullshit. You know, and they're coming at you from every story that they're just trying to protect themselves. They're all involved. And
exactly. They've gone from like lying and getting caught. They go, oh, we lost the election lying. Let's get even better at it. Where they create this whole false reality.
Yeah. And people believe in it. People believe in it. You know, everybody, we're talking about this earlier, everybody on the planet will agree that the government is corrupt. Everybody would agree. But as soon as a story comes out about the government being corrupt or the media being controlled, they take the government side. They got
exactly. And look, it's not like Trump's perfect, but he's bringing back Americana. The globalists just want to override. They want to override every culture. They're criticizing him for saying Merry Christmas and having Christmas trees at the White House. Like that's hurtful to somebody. I mean, have a Hanukkah tree, have Cinco de Mayo, have.
To me, it's obvious. They are.
Why are they taking Christmas?
I think they're just doing anything they can.
You guys doing okay? So dinner should be on just a few minutes. Anybody else need?
You're awesome, brother. Take your time. We're good. You got anything to disrupt?
I mean, they're doing.
Disrupt.
Yeah, to take out Trump. Obviously, they're pulling out all the stops. But you know what? It's so confusing. Who knows? Maybe is it possible that Trump is not in the same club?
Well, I'm not saying he's perfect. He wants the Americana reboot of wealth for everybody, then to rule that instead of making everybody poor. Then you rule that it's feudalism.
Is there a chance?
It's feudalism versus free market. He wants to be the king of the big titted hit. Okay, instead of the king of the little skinny skeleton. That's it. He wants the big goddess with big tits, fucking healthy, and like, now he rules that. And everybody's like, yeah, and throwing gold at him because he fucking turned it all around. Instead of the chicken shit globalism wants us all poor and controlled, like Latin America, like Africa, like Asia, where they keep everybody poor. That's the policy. It's feudalism. Feudalism is to keep you poor to control you. He's like Christmas present, man. Dude, the stock market almost plunged Friday with that fake headline. These fucking people. It's not that I'm anti-establishment, but I'm not even saying Trump's perfect. But he represents an attempt to have America be dominant, and maybe that's an aggressive, domineering thing. But instead of fucking the communist Chinese, the EU, the corrupt, cocksucking Vatican. I mean, this is America's back, bitch. Why shouldn't it be in charge? It's not like some pussy thing where he's this little sweet tart. I don't think he's perfect. The point is, it's like fucking. We got the fucking shit. We got it all. You want it? Here it is. It's not America being used to prop up this fucking thing worldwide. It's over. Never wants to be.
That was beautiful.
My question is, why is it that
You're beautiful. Here we go.
So weed is not a problem for anyone, right? Smoking doesn't hurt you. It's not bad for you. They're actually prescribing it more for PTSD, traumatic brain injury, stuff like that. So why should you lose the right to carry a weapon because you have marijuana or prescription, yet you can be
How big is that? How big is that? Like, you're not a criminal.
Right, but here's the thing, like, but you can have multiple DUIs. You can be hooked on opiates. You can have OxyContin, all kinds of different prescriptions. They don't ask you about that. What are you more likely to break in a house and steal? Someone who's hooked on OxyContin or someone who's smoking?
Good point. They're just picking on marijuana holders,
Right?
Because they went in thinking they were going through the system, and now they've waived their rights according to a federal ruling. And I'm saying Ninth Circuit, the most liberal court in the country, going after marijuana users. And I'm only telling real liberals like Joe Rogan and others. I'm myself a real liberal. For people that have freedom, I don't agree with everything they do, but I'm tolerant. They're saying they're going to take the guns in like more than 10 states of illegal gun owners because you smoke marijuana. And there's no news about this. It's in a few newspapers, but San Francisco Chronicle's like, good, take the guns of marijuana users. I mean, it's just like, you know.
I thought.
I think if you and Joe get on this, it's over. They'll have to back off. They'll like this. Go ahead.
I'm gonna have one more of these questions.
Oh shit! I put the other one out. Who's got a lighter? Well done, Lord Vader. Keep going, Eddie Bravo. Oh, that's his real name is Eddie Bravo. Isn't that a cool name? I was gonna have like a superhero.
That was one of the first things I asked you. Is Bravo your real last name?
It's my stepdad.
Yeah, you told me the whole story about it, but I was like, I thought it was just some internet,
name.
end of your social media. Yeah.
Sounds like my stripper name.
Right? Bravo.
I remember like I was in a couple Hollywood movies and they finally said, we're putting you in the Screen Actors Guild. We need your real driver's license as a real name. I was sitting there talking to Richard Linklater and Tommy Pilato. And I said, no, my name's really Alex Jones. They go, no, it's not. I'm like, that's a fake name. And I pulled my driver's license out.
Why would they think Alex Jones is that?
I don't know, man.
Like it sounds like John Doe or something.
Yeah. Like Tim Smith.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into. No. I'm not bashing Joe. I love Joe. And I'm going to bring this up because I watch the podcast a lot when I'm on the treadmill or driving in the car. Listen to it. It's great show. A lot of great guests. Who's the big black guy having this week? C.T. Williams.
C.T. Fletcher.
C.T. Fletcher. But he'll always let go. He'll go, yeah, Alex Jones believes the Martians are running things or whatever. And he just moves on like a joke. When I'm not the one that covers all that. But he goes, the chemtrails, it's all been disproven. There are people that stare at a condensation trail, it's an ice crystal trail, and they say, oh, look, it's a chemtrail. But the geoengineering, go ahead and set that down, brother. Guys, eat some more of these, lamb chops. So, some of the top 10 planet folks here. But I mean, geoengineering, they admittedly during Harvey used Air Force planes to spray it to weaken it. Geoengineering, patents to add stuff to the jet fuel to put out aerosols. The fact that Bill and Melinda Gates are studying manipulating hurricanes, that they flooded the Ho Chi Minh Trail during Vietnam, that they've got weather modification, that it's going on, that they're persistent chemtrails. They have textbooks where they teach middle school kids, oh, we're spraying with the jet trails sunscreen to save the planet. This engineering's going on. Dubai is making the desert green. China's manipulating the weather. And then people just say, oh, that's not happening. It is going on. And I could walk into the Joe Rogan Experience with 500 mainstream news articles. That's the weird thing, though. Mainstream media will admit stuff's going on, but then out the other side of their mouth, they say it doesn't exist. And so that's the frustration is these straw men, get built up. Like I said, Trump was going to win the election. And I said because these electronic study polls and computer polls show that's happening and people are doing fake polls. I was right. Or the point is we know what we're talking about. We don't just make these things up. I don't just say these things. I don't just say they were illegally spying on Trump and Flynn. Now that's all admitted. I do my study. I have my sources. We do the research. So this whole geoengineering, there's a whole shadow government. There's a whole system of control. There is a whole system of not just geoengineering, but political, social engineering that they admit they're doing. I mean, the former White House science czar, John P. Holder, wrote a book the year I was born, 1974, about adjuvants and vaccines and fluoride in the water to lower IQ and lower fertility. Anybody can type in, CNN admits fluoride lowering IQ 15 points if your mother drinks it at 1.3 parts per million in the water. That's 15 IQ points if your mother for 9 months drinks fluoridated water while you're there. Let me tell you, getting kicked by a horse doesn't lower your IQ 15 points. I've had my head pounded up one side and down the other. It didn't lower it 10 points. So I'm just telling you something right now. This is serious crap. This is happening to you. And they've done this because they want to social engineer you, get you out of the way. But it's a very tiny scientific elite. And Trump's son got damaged by vaccines. He knows about it. He's trying to expose it. And I'm not against the science of vaccines that you can learn immunity. It's that they're adding things to it and all the secret testing. I don't know one person who's been in the military didn't almost die or get sick from vaccines. My grandmother was told she got polio from the vaccine by the doctors. So this is the reality. Eddie Bravo.
The crazy thing about the fluoride in the water conspiracy theory is that there's still fluoride in most of the drinking water. I mean, it's still in there. They're still actually putting fluoride in the water.
After Harvard studies.
People are talking about it. It's like one of those conspiracy theories that no longer is a conspiracy theory.
It's like saying getting shot in the head by a gun is not good for it.
Yeah, and like people know it, and they're still pouring fluoride into the water. Like they're trying to save our teeth. Like they're having meetings and they're like, what do we do about it?
It's like calcium. Calcium.
We got to save their teeth. Let's just put fluoride in the water. And people buy that. Why else is the fluoride in there? We're trying to save your teeth. That's crazier than the actual conspiracy.
Exactly. It's like drinking sunscreen for your skin.
Yeah. It's like, but everyone's cool with it. Like, everything's fine. Fluoride in the water? Oh, that's crazy. That's
And what's crazy is they know
know
there's lawsuits, so now they tell you, because that protects them. They go, okay, it is brain damaging you. But, and people will still make jokes in the comments, even though it's totally admitted.
Even if it's not dangerous to drink fluoride, why the fuck are you going out of your way putting a chemical in the water? What's the purpose?
Why are we the only country that does it? It violates the Geneva Convention.
What? I mean, it's still happening. That's the most insane thing of it all.
Well, here's the deal, too. Calcium fluoride, if you don't get microscopic amounts of arsenic, you get sick. If you don't get like iodine or vitamin C, you die. If you don't get a little bit of calcium fluoride, your body will absorb other things that are similar, that are in the bromide or the halogen family. What you need is iodine. Iodine's the good halogen. But you need a little bit of calcium fluoride. That's not what calcium fluoride's in the dirt. It's in cabbage. It's hydrofluorosilicic acid. They take fluoride and they supercharge it. And they electrify it into an acid, because then all the other things they put in the water as an adjuvant, it supercharges them.
So is there an official reason why they do this? Why not just leave the water alone? We're drinking it. Just leave it
Pulitzer
alone.
Prize winning books about World War II, like William Scherer's Rise and Fall of the Third Reich, Pulitzer Prize. The Russians, when they had to deal with the Germans in the first year of the war, 1939 and 40, they took over Poland together. That was the Russian-German pact. And they told, hey, we put about 20 parts per million in the water. Within 1 week, it makes people docile. We put 1.3, 1.6. So that just creates IQ over years. So they said, we put this in the water. So the Nazis started putting it in worker can water.
So do you think after Operation Paperclip, when the Nazi scientists, they got in NASA and CIA and they infiltrated, do you think they had anything to do with the fluoride in our water?
No, that's why. That's exactly. The 1968 Gun Control Act was the Nazi Gun Control Act. You can look it up. It's Senator Dodd, previous Dodd. They translated it.
What do you think about Hitler going to Argentina after World War II?
They had a base set up for him, and they certainly had submarines and bases, but we don't know if they actually got over there.
You had Tim Kennedy on your show, and you guys were talking about it. It seemed like...
He doesn't want to tell me the third season, but...
anything... no one's really talking about those...
Look at this. This is America. I'm very thankful to the Lord for this. Just double shot this. I mean, look at that, baby. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, everybody. I don't usually go out and get fancy steaks, but we've got Eddie Bravo here, ladies and gentlemen. So we appreciate him. We're very, very thankful. Rex, have fun?
That's good.
All right, we got to finish up here quick. Eddie, what do you think?
The people are cool with fluoride in the water.
They don't even know. The point is that...
Okay, so now the Nazis, Werner von Braun was the director of NASA, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Nazis in NASA.
Yeah, Goddard, all of us, Rimbaud, yeah.
I know you believe we went to the moon. I know you do. I know you do. But do you believe that there's a possibility that
They just showed us...
like what they're lying so much to the media now. The crazy stuff that they're doing. You don't think they have the power?
Well, they faked a bunch of stuff, but they have a lot of advanced technology. Here's the deal. They have a PR space program. Just like test pilots, they lost over 2,000 test pilots. The word has been over 1,000 astronauts died. So they run the missions a bunch of guys volunteer for suicide missions. Once the mission gets safe, then they take guys back up.
But there's no proof of that, though. There's no... I mean, the proof that they have is fake, right? You agree that there's that fake... Like, all the moon footage, fake. Neil Armstrong didn't really go to the moon, right?
Well, that's because the Van Allen radiation belt messes up the film. So they didn't doctor the photos, you're right. The thing is, the media misrepresents what I said. They said that thanks, sir. They said that I'm just making it all up, that nothing happened. And I'm saying, I talked to Raymond Teague, who was on Mission 1, running the cameras, RCO on the moon. He was in the Air Force Intelligence, Vietnam, everything. Great patriot. And he said it was real, but he couldn't tell me everything. He said they had a whole second set mission and other ships and everything out there. and then he was going to come meet with me and tell me about it in a hotel. His heart blew up. And you can see him on TV in mission control running the stuff.
You know that the International Space Station goes 17,000 miles an hour, 24/7 nonstop? Do you know how fast 17,000 miles an hour is?
There's no gravity.
It's 17,000 miles an hour. You ever watch the footage of them in the ISS? Does it look like they're going 17,000 miles?
Well, there's no gravity.
It's 17,000 miles an hour, 17,000 miles. That thing's been up there 16 years. Scientists are coming and going from this thing. They're docking on something that's going 17,000 miles an hour. They're docking, and scientists are getting out and in every 6 months. It's 17,000 miles an hour.
That's because they have trajectories on computers. They know how to set pattern.
17,000 miles an hour, they're docking.
Then they
Have you
pass
ever seen those videos of the best pilots in the world? They're trying to refuel like 30,000 feet in the air.
You know, I'll give you this.
And they're
I
trying to
saw
dock.
your NASA footage of Mars. That looks fake. What they're talking about. The rover. And the guy doesn't have any answers.
It was a video of me talking about a scientist or something.
No, you were talking about, maybe somebody cut it into another video. Had like 1 million views. It was the Mars rover scientist going, I don't know the answer to this. I don't know the answer to that. It was like you cutting in saying it was BS.
I don't know, man. I want to believe we went to the moon. I want to believe we can get to space. I really, really do. I'm so into space.
That's especially sauces.
I was really into space. I love all that shit. And when you look into it, all the shit that they lie about you and Trump and the mainstream media, they're not just lying there.
No, I agree. If they're going to lie there, why not lie everywhere?
In every possible way. So I don't trust it. And it looks too strong.
And Eddie, I think it's reasonable and good to question, because if you've been lied to so much, then we have a right with known liars to question.
That thing's been 16 years, 17,000 miles an hour.
Yeah, this ribeye right now, it's like, you know there's a Lord. God made it. Oh my God. Oh.
Not one accident, not one death, not one accident. Perfect docking every time at 17,000 miles an hour. 17,000 miles. I thought 1,000 miles an hour. That's fast enough. 1,000. You're gonna dock. You're gonna save it for 16 years safely. No one's dying. It's floating. It's floating up there. There's a spot where it's just gonna float and it's gonna get caught in some orbit. And there's line. The cosmology comes from all of our. NASA was formed in 1958. All our space information comes from them.
It is a shadow government.
Before you were born.
It's a shadow government.
So when you're talking about, I believe in science. I believe in science that I can verify. I believe in the science of automobiles. Why? Because I've been in plenty and I see them driving around all the time. That science I believe in. I don't need any scientist to tell me, to confirm that automobiles work and the science of automobiles work. You know, medicine, is that not considered science? We have medicine, you're looking at bacteria in a microscope. That's science, right? Well, I know Viagra works. We talked about this earlier. Why? Because I've tested it. I'm the scientist when it comes to Viagra. That shit works. I believe in the science of Viagra. I believe in the science.
I'm not bragging, but I don't need it.
No, I don't need it either, but every now and then you're in Vegas and you get crazy, you might want to pop it. Anyways, that's when I was single. I've been married for a very long time. I'm just making it. I know Viagra.
You got 4 or 5
I know
checks.
Vicodin works. You know the science of Vicodin? Because I've taken it.
Your 2/3 you take it.
It fucking works. You break them in half, bam. Bye-bye knee pain. I believe in that science. That science I believe in. But if it's science that I can verify for myself, there's no reason to believe it. Why am I going to I got to believe some scientist figured something out. And now I'm just going to go with it?
Eddie, I think you're right to question. I'm not disagreeing with it. I think those that tell us not to question it suck. So we're going to eat dinner here in a minute, but there's this global awakening happening. Where do you think it is? Is that ribeye good or what? Is it good? Mine's the best ever.
That's why I'm eating, not talking.
Mine is like sickeningly good. I can't believe I got this. Eddie. The difference is we're the ones questioning. The media always tries us to infight with each other about who's a patriot, who isn't. We're questioning. That's important. And I think we may have to do one more video on the solo over at Peter. But as for that, when do you fly out? Fly out Monday?
Monday.
All right. But what else do you want to cover here?
Well, I got a show tomorrow. EBI 14, The Absolute's going to be on UFC Fight Pass, or you can order it on pay-per-view at inchbyinch.tv. It's tomorrow, Sunday, 6 o'clock Pacific.
Sunday. Mega trucks, mega power.
Yeah.
And then the Elysium. So tell us about 10th Planet.
10th Planet is just a no-gi style jiu-jitsu. Most jiu-jitsu, you do it in a karate outfit. 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu, we do jiu-jitsu in rash guards and rainbow tube tops. Sometimes.
I always wear rainbow tube top. So what else you do?
But you gotta tell them the 10th Planet's taking over the world of jiu-jitsu.
10WL, watch out for that. That's the new Illuminati coming for you. New Illuminati.
But just bottom line, you're always like, people say you're like New World Order. Are you? The bones. Give me your honesty. You think I'm Illuminati?
Do I think you're Illuminati? I don't think so.
But I'm gonna tell you a big secret. I am Illuminati. But here's the difference. Anybody that wants illumination to be free and to see is illuminated, they take that term, the group that says they're the Illuminati's bad, they want to control the knowledge and not let you see, so they call themselves the Illuminati, but they're not. But anybody that wants to be free and awake like you wants to be illuminated. You want light. So notice, they counterfeit everything that we want to really do and say they're that. But yes, the organized Illuminati is bad.
It's almost like a religion, like when building an empire. It's it's smart to control everything, like science, education,
Full spectrum.
history, control everything. If you're going to run an empire and you're a psychopath, control everything, right? History, education, entertainment. Hell yeah, you don't let entertainment slip through the fingers. You control everything. So it seems like religion is part of the package, because what you do is you take God, which is, I believe in God, but if you want to battle God and you're a psychopath,
You become God.
you create the religion based on God,
A false God and destroy
make
God.
it so ridiculous that people are going to get turned off to religion eventually, and they're going to come running to science, which you control anyway, and you got them. So they're stuck in between this religion that you created, and you put all this goofy shit in there to turn people off. Now they're running the science, which you control, which is perfect. If I was a psychopath and I was running the country, I would do that. Control all those aspects.
Let me ask you this. Why do you think Bezos and all these guys are spending tens of billions to send ships into space? Are they actually trying to find out what's out there? You're thinking it's all
Does
fake.
it really happen?
What are they? Well, there's ships going off every week.
How do you know? Have we seen them? That's what I'm saying. How
They
do you
blast
know?
off, yeah, I've seen
How do
them.
you know? I mean, you don't know? You don't really know. I only go by things I can prove.
I'm agreeing with you.
When it comes to science, they have to prove it to me. It has to be repeatable, measurable. It has to be proven to me. Otherwise, why believe it? Coming from the government, I'm automatically going to assume that it's fishy, suspicious. I don't know. Even if it's true, and I was being paranoid for nothing on this particular thing, well, I'm not going to lose. I don't trust you on anything. You got to, unless like you make money believing in certain things. Like, dude, you're an idiot. What are you're losing that's $2,000, man. You're an idiot. You're not making any money believing shit you can't prove. It doesn't make whether you believe the earth is round or flat. It doesn't make a difference. You're not going to get paid either way. So you might as well believe what you can prove and know that, man, since 1958,
If
NASA
it's flat, why is somebody just fly an airplane over the edge and fly around and get video?
That's an easy question to ask. I mean, if you really want to know. I mean, if you want to know, when it comes to the earth being flat or round, who the hell knows? But the fact that who the hell knows is fucking scary.
But like
because it's
Magellan
2017 and
sailed
we should know.
Magellan sailed all the way around it.
How do you know?
They had history books. People
How do you know? No. If you understand the flat Earth model, and when we're talking about things you can't. Like when we're talking about this, we have to talk about things that we can prove. Only Like, for instance, I know one thing that I don't need proof on. I know when you take a compass, it's always going to point to the north. No matter where you're at, it's going to point to the north. There's this magnetic force in the north. Everywhere, anywhere you stand in the world, you have a compass. It's going to point that way. So we know there's a force, some kind of magnetic force in the center. And then another thing that we know for sure is Polaris is a star, the only fixed star in the sky. All the other constellations revolve around it, and it just so happens to be right over the North Pole. That's pretty crazy. I don't need a scientist to prove that. We know that. You can see. No, that's even in the mainstream. That's not even debated. The Polaris is right over the North Pole. There's a magnetic force back on the North Pole. Very interesting. And then when you got to understand,
you know they've got dark matter scans. This is where they now know there's something like 1,000 times more powerful holding
this is what I'm talking about. We don't know this.
There's something like artificial.
No, this is what I'm talking about. We don't really know this. This is what they're putting out. They put it out. You know when they say they put out, 7 new planets found, like every 6 months. We found 9 new planets.
Because there's thousands in the Kuiper Belt.
That's to keep the budget going. That's just to keep the budget going. We don't know if they found anything. There's no evidence of any of that. They just say we found 7 planets. There's no proof. There's no proof. Why believe it? It's all coming from the same agency that faked moon missions. You're not gonna believe any of that shit. It's the same thing. You don't benefit. I don't benefit at all from believing that we just found 7 new planets. We found 7 new planets, 10 light years away, or 100 million light years away, or whatever it is. You're looking at planets that far? Come on, man. They're not looking at shit. It's a bunch of lights, and they don't know what it is. It's a bunch of lights. Stars, who knows what they are. When you look at a star through a telescope, it looks fucking crazy. It's like crazy geometric art. It's crazy. It's weird. I don't know what it is.
Well, stars twinkle atmospherically, planets don't. There's a wavelength dispersal, so light, so old.
Yeah, I want to believe all that, man. I want to believe all that. I was that guy.
Well, let me just
collecting space
I think science is questioning. I think it's healthy to question, because used to everything was a theory. Now they say it's a fact. Like man, bear, pig, half bear, half man, half pig. And it's been proven that Al Gore is like just a pig. He's not half bear, half man, half pig. So don't be serious. I mean, I hear what you're saying. I think it's healthy to question.
I think, they say the sun, if you Google how far the sun is from Earth, it's going to say 93 million miles in Google. And people just go, it's 93 million miles. No one has any way of confirming if that's true. They just have it, they're all theories. Everything is based on a theory.
Well, the Catholic Church used to say that the Earth was flat. And then they said it was the center of the universe. And they locked up Galileo or Copernicus for saying that.
Do you know what the cosmic microwave background is? What is it?
It's the cosmic microwave background for the Big Bang.
Yes, you do know what it is. Yes, it's like a snapshot of the leftover radiation.
It's not as old as they said.
No, but they did the first time they did it was in 2006, and then they did it again in 2013.
How do you know that's real?
I don't know, but this is what's coming from the mainstream. I don't know if that's real either, but this is what this was the situation. In 2006, they took a snapshot of the universe again, cosmic microwave background, and when they analyzed the data, it appeared all the data was saying that we're in the center and all the stars are revolving around us. That's what it said. That's what it said. This is science.
They have found that there's like some outside force holding it all together, and they go, it's artificial.
No, that's why
the billionaires say it's a simulation now.
So anyways,
that is true.
Most scientists thought there must have been some mistake.
So what do you think it is?
No, let me finish. Most scientists thought, okay, it's got to be a mistake. They fucked up somewhere, because there's no way we're the center of the universe. It's impossible. So most scientists said it's not real. So then they did it again in 2013. Took another shot of the universe, and it confirmed it. It's for some they don't have an answer for it.
But from our perspective, matter is like closer, easier to read, like light at a candle. You're shooting out, the rays are going to be weaker because there's dark matter and the interspatial distortion between the different dimensions that creates a magnet wave, basically a deep hole with the quantum mechanics that absorbs it. So you can't pierce out that far You're going to get higher readings near a gravity well like the Earth. What's that?
I don't know what the hell you just said. All I'm saying is the mainstream, the highest level of cosmology, cosmic microwave background. The results came back in 2006, 2013. The stars are aligned around us. They don't know what to say. They don't know what to say. So
I'll say this: I read about a guy that was on acid.
I don't know if that's true or not, but I know it's a controversy
all the planets,
in the science community.
All the stars look like big pieces of shit, all like interconnected around us.
I don't know what's up there. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what those lights are. I don't know what we're on. All I know is the pictures of Earth from space or CGI. Come on, it's more. It just goes on and on.
It's like this is like a habitat in a larger giant jump ship. It's hyper warping to a new dimension.
Shit, I don't know.
There you go.
I don't know.
Big
All I know is the pictures we're getting. Turns out they admit this, all the pictures of Earth from space are CGI composites, except the ones from the moon mission. Guess what? We didn't go to the moon. So what are you talking about? So they're all fake? It's just really suspicious.
All right, that said, I must let the incredible team have their chicken fried steak and their ribeye. Great job, everybody. Eddie Bravo, final comments.
My final comments, I want to believe we went to the moon. Please, give me some more evidence. Give me more evidence. Just, man, you can't be saying shit like, oh, we destroyed the technology on Video Day in regards to the moon missions. You guys can't be saying that. How are we supposed to believe you when Don Pettit, one of your NASA astronauts, he's in the one day he's at NASA, then he's up in the International Space Station in a polo shirt, and then he's back, and he says,
the bones.
He says
replicas
that we destroy. He goes, I would go back to the moon in a nanosecond, except we don't have the technology. We destroy
the Saturn rockets.
They destroyed the technology.
Saturn rockets.
They destroyed all of it, the telemetry data and everything. Come on, man, that's pretty suspicious, right? So you can't be doing that kind of shit. I want to believe, but you can't have that kind of shit. Give me some good shit. Give me good footage of the docking of one of the ships that comes up from Earth and then docks at the International Space Station that's been floating for 16 years. No accidents, nobody's died. Show me footage of it docking. Show me footage of something docking on another ship at 17
I think it's
miles
healthy
an
that
hour.
you're questioning.
Come on. That's just
that's
just like you explaining some Tower 7 shit. And dude, still, you know, when you explain
Well, Tower 7, they
like
said we're going to blow it up, and then it wasn't blown up yet, and then they controlled demolition, and that was clearly...
Isn't it crazy that 9/11 happened and no one went to jail for it? Isn't that insane? Isn't that insane? They pulled it was sloppy as fuck. They blew up all 3 buildings. And nobody got busted. That's gangster shit. They could do anything they want. They're above the law. The Illuminati is, if you're in the club, shit. Look at all the shit that Clinton's been. Clinton's not going to jail. Hillary's not going to jail. They can do anything. They're above the fucking law. That's the best part. That's the best part of being an Illuminati.
But there's a new gangster in town.
Who?
Trump's not going to...
What if it's a trick? What if Trump's a trick?
It's not a trick.
I hope not. I hope not.
Gutless sense and everything else. That's why they're pissed. Trump's not about games. It's all been pushed aside.
The one thing that gives me hope is, this is kind of weird. This is very weird. That the fact that they have to keep, like, remember the Las Vegas shooting? All those witnesses that came forward.
Oh, they've killed a bunch
of them. And they killed a bunch of them. It's weird. It's sick, right? But
by the way, they had a bunch of liberals over here. If you look at chicks, but they were like blabbering loud. They all walked by, like, looked at us, and we were just like, what the hell? It's Alex Jones. I'm just so sick of their crap, dude. Those are the people that still buy in the mainstream media, though, you know.
So, goddamn it, what was I saying? What was I just saying?
The Vegas shooting.
Oh, the Vegas shooting.
Their boyfriends all like limp dicks.
But the fact that they have to kill a witness
shows
that they have weaknesses. Like if they really had all the power, they wouldn't have to kill the witnesses. They would just say, we have the power, but they feel a need to hire someone to take people out that are causing problems. That means there is a weakness. That means there is hope. That means we do have the power. Because they wouldn't be killing anybody if it didn't matter. They need to...
Eddie Bravo, there is hope. All right, folks. Let's finish our meal with the camera guys doing
Thank you for throwing me under the bus like that, Alex.
When did I do that?
Just right now.
I just said there is hope.
No, I know. You can't talk shit.
No, I was not.
Admit it.
Actually, I wasn't. I said, Eddie Bravo, there is hope. Like Eddie Bravo was saying.
Now you're doing it. Now you're doing it in a different voice. Now you're doing it in a nice way.
So you punch me in the face. Give me a little punch. Anyways, I'm like Eddie Bravo. There is hope. I'm saying Eddie Bravo was saying, we gotta keep going now that you said I was mad at you.
I didn't hit you too hard, did I?
No, I can't take it. Give me a little bit more. Anyway,
hey, listen, I want to believe. Just give me some better evidence, please.
I'm not even. I said
I want to go to space. Hey, Elon Musk. I want to go to space.
I'm not saying you're bad. I did not say that you're bad. I literally meant Eddie Bravo. There is hope. That's like there's hope.
I thought you were clowning me.
No, I'm always very straightforward.
I'm just playing.
We gotta go for another 10 minutes now.
I'm playing.
Look at that. Look at that right there.
All right. Closing conversation. What is it? So the
Vegans
boys
are
can
losing
eat.
their mind. Closing conversation is don't be
When
mad.
I said the replicas, the bones, that was clowning you.
What was that?
The bones, they're replicas. That's clowning.
Oh, when you say bones, I thought you were talking about bone broth. You know when you're selling bone
He's
broth.
talking about
I thought
dinosaurs.
it was like an inside office joke, bone broth. But you're actually talking about dinosaur bones. See, that's another thing. There was so much with dinosaurs. There was so much fakery going on. If you look back,
But see, that's clowning you.
you know they never found
I'm not
a Tyrannosaurus head. They never found a Tyrannosaurus skull. You know what a Tyrannosaurus is, in my opinion? They never found a skull. All the skulls, they found the bodies. And I think they found giant kangaroos and put a fucking... Think about a Tyrannosaurus Rex, it looks like a kangaroo. It's the same thing as a kangaroo. Short little arms, it's got that long
Since he
tail,
said I was
and it hops around.
You're crazy. See, he said I was being sneaky. I was not being sneaky saying you were crazy.
I know, I'm just playing.
You want to... Eddie's gonna beat me up. Don't beat me up. Hey, seriously though, that is hilarious. So you're saying these were like 30-foot tall kangaroos?
Yes, I saw them. I dug them up myself. You gotta just believe me. I know some paleontologists. So you believe me now, right?
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. What do you think Antarctica is when scientists go down there? Is the Earth like flat? There's like two different ice skins.
Who knows what it is? But we know the mechanics of water. I could prove that water will always find its level. All I need is a little button. This will always find level, the water, no matter what. I could do that in any country in the world. But you can't prove, and water always conforms to the interior of its container, never to the exterior. But
Gravity.
People always go to gravity, but gravity hasn't been proven. How do you prove? They can't prove
I'm not
gravity.
floating.
Then it's still gravity's a theory.
No, I'm not floating.
Well, because you're more dense than the air around you. What about a helium balloon? How come gravity is such a powerful force that it can't get the balloon?
Because that's more buoyant. It's gravity.
No, it's because helium is less dense than oxygen.
See, I disagree with that. I believe gravity exists.
Tesla didn't believe in gravity.
Now, do you see what I'm saying? Why? Well, like you take a tennis ball and you throw it in the ocean, and you throw a rock in the ocean. The rock's going to sink. Why doesn't the tennis ball sink? Because air is trapped in it, and it's not as dense as the water. How come gravity doesn't work on that tennis ball? It's defying this force that's so strong that holds oceans to it, holds buildings and
But the gas
skyscrapers.
is lighter.
It's less dense. So listen. What would be easier for Ray Lewis to hold down? Ray Lewis, 260-pound linebacker, to hold down a baby, or to hold down a 280-pound man? What would be harder?
Hold down the 280 pound.
Of course. So the heavier something is, the harder it's going to be to hold down. The lighter, easy.
That's still gravity.
Yeah, but gravity is this force that's holding skyscrapers stuck to it, ocean stuck to it, but it can't fuck with the butterfly. Butterflies has anti.
But let's get back to you thinking I was clowning you. I didn't know what you were talking about. Because you're saying all sorts of stuff. I think.
No, I was just playing. I know you're not clowning me. I love you, man.
I don't remember that. I want to go back to it. I want to experience it.
Clowning.
He was talking about
We were talking
Eddie
about.
Bravo, there's hope.
I was talking about.
No, he was saying there's hope. People are waking up. The whole point of the video is to name it that. Eddie Bravo and the hope. Eat the chicken fried steak.
There's hope. There's hope.
Go ahead, eat it. We're going to watch you.
Why else would they be killing people? Why else would they be assassinating people? Why else? Because they're worried. If they weren't worried, they wouldn't be suiciding people. And people know about it. There's memes about Hillary suiciding people. Bill Clinton memes about, don't say that about Hillary, or she'll have you suicided. and it's funny, and everyone laughs.
They only do it if you're not, and they don't know.
And then you get, oh, did you hear? Another person was suicided. Yeah.
Well, they have an equation.
Cool. You send them
if
a
you're
link.
not public yet, they don't get rid of you. If you're public, they don't because it wouldn't work.
Yeah. Oh, really? Should've.
That's why you're public, man.
Listen, I don't want any trouble. I want to join the Illuminati. They just got to stop fucking the kids. Oh, they got to stop fucking.
Oh, that's the next thing.
They gotta stop
I
fucking
told you about them
kids.
rounding up all the pedophiles back on the Joe Rogan Experience with you back in February. Now it's all over there. It's confirmed. Hollywood's
they
going
gotta
down.
stop that.
Did I not tell you Hollywood's about to go down?
You did.
Yeah, I did. I told you.
You guys
it's
got to
coming.
stop. Hey, listen to me, Illuminati. Stop fucking babies. Come on, babies. Babies. Come on, man. You know?
Well, you got a ding-ding as short as theirs. They're going to do that.
It's got to be that, right? It's got to be, like, dudes with big dicks ain't fucking babies. You know what I mean? It's got to be little dick motherfuckers. You know? Come on, man. It's got to be.
Kim Jong-un.
It's got to be.
You know he's screwing some babies.
I mean, they're
Hey, you think Rocket Man
they're
is?
having sex with babies, and no one gives a fuck. No one, you talk about it, and they think you're crazy. They're like, oh no, the babies are gonna be all right.
They're all getting busted.
They're exaggerating. They're not fucking all the babies. They're fucking babies, and everyone's good.
Eddie
with
Bravo.
it. Everything's good with. Everybody's good, and then people are gonna be mad at me for saying that. I'm like, I'm just saying what they're doing. No, you don't have no proof.
And it's all coming out, though. On that, is the Earth flat? We don't have proof. Easter Bunny real? We don't have proof. Santa Claus fake. But we know the globalists are a bunch of pervs. They use that, even if they're not into it, to control people. Look at the Vatican. Look at all of it. It's all coming out. So Trump's been. I told you it was a big move against him. Has it not come out since then?
Yeah.
Did I tell you Hollywood's going down?
Yep.
See? Infowars.com, newswars.com.
You know, the crazy thing is, a lot of people used to. One of the reasons they think Alex Jones is a shill is because he used to say shit like, he would say correct shit on 9/11 and Iran-Contra and all that stuff, Bill Clinton, JFK even. But then once he'd start saying the world is being run by satanic pedophiles, people would go, oh my God. That meant that you were a shill, because there you go, giving some good information, good solid truth, and then sprinkling it in with some satanic pedophiles. Now what's happening now? Now it's actually coming true. Is it coming true now?
Yeah, but it's been well known in intelligence circles. That's how they compromise people. Because being gay isn't enough, or cheating on your wife isn't enough now. They got even people that aren't into that. They go, hey, this is your rite of passage. Kind of like gangs. You go rob a liquor store and become a maid member. You kill somebody. For more serious mafias, to make your bones. This is what you do to prove you're in their satanic club. So you're greedy, you're hateful, you're hurting shop. Because most people won't do that. Even killers won't do that.
Yeah. So that's your initiation into the club.
Oh, like, I'm not Mr. Tough Guy or anything, but it'd be easy to break somebody's neck if I needed to. I wouldn't feel bad about it if they needed it. But a child, I couldn't hurt a child. Unless they're trying. So, the point is, that's the test. Because, it's easy to kill people, it's just hard to hurt children. So that's kind of like the entry point. You guys got any comments over there? 10th Planet, Master Black Belt Commandos. You guys enjoying Eddie going off over here? Yeah. Well, Eddie, I'm glad you came to town.
I'm glad I came to town too. It's always a pleasure hanging out with you.
How was your steak? Edible?
Yes, I crushed it. I can't eat anymore.
All right, we're going to end this transmission now so that my camera guys can get their meat in. But let me tell you, this is amazing. We're thankful to all the listeners and viewers. And this is what we give you here is these live transmissions. So, Eddie, I'm glad you came to town. Big sold-out crowd I heard today. It was a big success.
You know what they're going to say? They're going to say Alex Jones is a flat earther. That's what mainstream media is going to say. Now, that's going to be the new headline for him tomorrow morning. You're going to open up your iPhone on the toilet. Boom. CNN. Alex Jones thinks the earth is flat. It's happening. It's too late.
I just said the media lies so much. It's I think it's around. But they'll say whatever they want. But I get they lie so much. I don't think it's bad to question. Hell, I had this former CIA operations chief on. I know, like 15, 20 times over the years. And and all of a sudden he says, Alex, there are Martian moon bases with slaves on them. And it was all meant for the media. And then now they say I said Martian moon bases. I never said that.
Yeah, I listened to it live, and I knew they were going to do that. The guy that you were on, what's up with him? Was he a plant or something?
I don't know.
What the hell? What? It
here's who he said he was.
It seems like he set you up.
Well, whatever.
Right?
It's all craziness.
You haven't talked to him since?
He's one. Maybe he means it, but I just don't think there's Martian moon bases. You know, Eisenhower's granddaughter says that. A bunch of people, and, you know, like you say, there's like all these extremes of all sorts of stuff. I just go off the basic facts that this is a damn good steak.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna end this transmission. Eddie, Bravo, one more plug for 10th Planet.
10planetjj.com. You want to learn some 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu, you can subscribe to Mastering the System. It's on that website. And that's about it.
Q, you said you really liked it today.
I did. I had a great time. I did. We had a 3-hour Eddie Bravo seminar. There's a reason why he is a master at this. He teaches in a way that is easy to understand for people that are new at it or people that are super high level to progress. He teaches it in a different manner. So it's nice.
He's just saying that because I'm right here. Thank you, though.
No, he's messing with you. He's toying.
Oh, here's a crazy thing about flat Earth. I'm gonna end with this.
Hey, you know, if I'm ever really messing with you, it'll be out in the open. Like I don't sneak around very much.
What are you talking about?
No, you think if I was clowning, I'd be right in the open.
No, you know,
I don't sneak around.
Hey, if let's just say people say, why would they lie about the shape of the Earth? You know, if they were lying, if they had a good reason, let's just say if the Earth was really flat and they were convinced everyone that we lived on a ball for whatever reason, easier to control, whatever. Let's just say it was true. Wouldn't it be smart for them to control the opposition, right?
But everybody's trying to explore. Why hasn't somebody gone over the side with a video camera?
This is the weird thing. Look,
the ocean just pulls off.
Every flat earther I know knows that the Flat Earth Society is a fake organization. It is. No flat earther messes with the Flat Earth Society. It's obviously, it's the first page that comes up on Google when you're looking into flat Earth, and Obama's always sending people over there. So if the Earth was flat, that's a good plan. So, and it's the Flat Earth Society has ridiculous stuff. If you think regular flat Earth is ridiculous,
let me ask you a question. Why couldn't I just rent a jet aircraft, have it refuel, keep flying, and then it doesn't? Like
you'd never come back. If it was flat, you wouldn't come back.
And you just kind of hit space.
How are you going to come back? Who knows what it is?
Well, you turn around.
Nobody. Well, you can turn around.
Does the ocean pour off the side?
Nobody knows. It seems to be all. It seems like we're in a big type of container type thing, and we're surrounded. That's what it seems like.
Oh God, man.
It's funny, right?
I am planning on here. I don't buy into that. No, I don't think. Okay. I think it's good to question everything, but I just, you know, you look at other planets, the sun. We see planets that are turning, they're round. I've personally looked at Jupiter and Saturn for hours at night and seen the planet turning. I've seen Jupiter turning. I've seen it going, you know, in a big telescope. I got like a big 12-inch refractor.
What does that have to do with what we're on? Did you see us do that?
No, because I'm on.
So if something else is round, then
the bones. I'm clowning now. Eddie, I believe the Earth is round.
No, it's going to be on CNN. Too late. Alex Jones thinks the Earth is flat.
No.
No, he doesn't.
Man, who knows?
That could ruin your career right there. That could be it.
I know. Rachel Maddow's flat.
This is the dinner that ruined Alex Jones.
Right. Infowars.com, newswars.com. We'll see you tomorrow, 4 to 6 p.m. Central. Eddie Bravo in the ATX. This has been an amazing transmission, and it's good to be hanging out with your black belts and folks here. It's a really good night.
And a couple brown belts.
Well, whatever. I'm a white pink belt.
And a white belt.
You still white?
Yeah, forever.
Good meeting, man.
Nothing wrong with that.
Anyways, all right. Infowars.com, folks. They did admit it was all a hoax. Flynn wasn't ordered to meet with the Russians when he was president-elect. That's important. It's on Infowars.com. Eddie, awesome hanging out, brother.
Thank you.
This is a good discussion we had tonight. This is going to be big. Folks, spread these links. They try to censor them. They don't want us to question. We're just questioning. Have an open debate. Go for the brain. Go for the brain.